Hey, good morning, East Texas. Thanks so much for joining us on the CBS19 live stream. We're live on CBS19 Plus, Facebook, and on YouTube. I'll be monitoring the Facebook comments, so if you have any questions, I'll do my best to get to all of them today. Now, today is a weather impact alert day. We are tracking the potential for some severe storms later today, so our radar not showing that much just yet in East Texas. We have to wait until the afternoon for the real risk of severe weather. We are seeing just a few scattered showers, and that's up toward Canton, Emory, and toward Sulphur Springs at the moment. I'm not tracking anything severe, though, there. It's just some scattered rain as we're getting started this morning. Off to the west, though, that's where we have been seeing a lot of lightning and hail come through. We've gotten reports of hail approximately the size of 2 inches. That's the size of an egg falling from the sky. A lot of hail, also the size of pocket change. That's out toward Bridgeport, Graham, and even into northern parts of Oklahoma there. So we do have to wait a little while till we see some storms here in East Texas. So if you take a look at our screen, we are going to walk through future skycast. It's going to take us just a second to see some of those storms get here. I suspect we could see a few patches of rain if you are still heading out on your morning commute. It's not going to be anything severe, though, in the morning. We just don't really have the energy for that. We may get a rumble of thunder, but I'm not tracking the risk for any spin or really any significant hail in the morning. That changes by the afternoon. We're tracking some storms. Really, it's as the wind begins to shift, we get the heat of the day going there, and that's setting up a really nice environment for a spin-up tornado. We could see some isolated severe storms coming through. I suspect we'll probably get a few severe thunderstorm warnings coming in the afternoon. I would say starting as early as 2 p.m. is when we really need to stay cautious, but stay weather aware and keep up to date with the forecast all through the day. Now, it's going to be in the afternoon and into parts of the early evening. By the time the sun sets, a lot of this threat is going to shift out of our area, but we are tracking these storms. It's deep East Texas and areas along the Louisiana border that we're tracking the bulk of this potential for severe weather. Now, all types of severe weather are possible, but hail is going to be the biggest thing for us. So make sure that you're parking inside and staying inside as these storms pass you by. However, we are tracking, like I said, all types of severe weather. That means that there's the potential for gusty winds as well as a spin-up tornado. So what I'm showing you here, this is a look at our tornado energy. This is what we would need in order for something to spin up. And really, it's kind of locked through deep East Texas and along the Louisiana border this afternoon. So if we are going to see something spin, we have a better chance of seeing it down south or down to the east. That's for the areas highlighted in the oranges and reds on your screen. Again, that is only if we get something to spin. Not all of us are going to see any type of spin or even a severe thunderstorm. It's going to be a few of us, so make sure you're staying weather aware, though, regardless. Today, a level 2 and a level 3 risk of severe weather popping up across East Texas, so stay weather aware. The biggest thing to watch out for is hail, so make sure you're staying inside and parking inside as much as possible if you are caught in one of those severe thunderstorms. But again, all types of weather hazards are possible. A significant amount of rain will move along I-30 this morning and into the end of the week. A flood watch is active there all the way through Sunday morning. That's for the counties that are highlighted in green on your screen, as well as into parts of Oklahoma and into Arkansas out there. Now, in terms of rainfall, we're going to pick up close to 2, maybe 3 inches of rain today for areas along I-30. We'll stay drier through deep East Texas. Looking ahead, though, to Sunday, so I should say by Sunday. So this includes today, tomorrow, and Saturday, as well as anything that comes through before sunrise on Sunday morning. Up to 6 inches of rain are possible for areas along I-30. It's going to be a very soggy end to the week. Now, this is all happening because we have this nice stationary front, which has just parked itself across East Texas. And a stationary front, oh, these ones are really hard to forecast because they just stay still, but they meander back and forth just a little bit, enough that we can get the showers to shift on and off throughout the day today. Right now, it is sitting pretty solidly near I-20 in East Texas, and it stretches all the way back to West Texas. But you want to make sure that you are staying weather aware. More rain is on the way, as well as the potential for severe weather. This is a look at Friday. We are tracking that level 2 risk from Palestine, Jacksonville, and Henderson. So really that is going to be parts of Anderson, Cherokee, and into Rusk County. A level 3 risk popping up to our north toward Upshur County and up to the north from there. This is a look at what we're expecting on Saturday. We have that level 3 risk popping up for areas out to our east, out towards St. Augustine, Sabine, and Shelby counties, as well as in parts of Harrison and even I think into Marion as well. So let me walk you through future skycast. This is a live look at, or not a live look, I should say. This is a look at what we're seeing Friday morning. We'll likely see some scattered showers get going, but once again, it's going to be the afternoon that we have that biggest risk of severe weather on Friday. I mean, we are tracking the potential for some pretty massive hail, given the setup of the atmosphere. So we have a good environment once again to see some sort of spin up. Really, it would be closer to I-20 that we would see that maybe up to the north and toward the northeast on Friday, but still make sure you're staying weather aware. See that? Oh, that's definitely going to be a big cell to watch on Friday. This is a look closer to Saturday. This is when I'm tracking a pretty gusty thunderstorm system coming through. This is going to be a gusty wind system. I'm guessing our wind gusts could get around maybe 60 miles per hour, if not higher in this. We may even get a few 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts coming through. This is forecasted for sometime Saturday morning. Right now, we're looking at the time between 5 a.m. and 1 p.m. for the biggest impacts in this. Once again, gusty winds Saturday morning, but we could see some hail and maybe some sort of spin coming through on this as well. The good news is once we hit Saturday afternoon, we'll have just general run-of-the-mill thunderstorms, and then a lot of this clears out Saturday evening. Now, if you are headed outside right now, I'm not tracking anything that is severe in East Texas. A few pockets of rain are popping up out to our west, but nothing severe. Instead, we are tracking pretty mild start to the day. We're sitting in the low 70s right now, but we will warm up through the rest of the afternoon. I think we'll make it up to the 80s for many of us. It will be cooler though up to our northwest, toward Sulphur Springs and toward Mount Pleasant. Tonight, things are staying very mild. We're in the 70s in Tyler and in Jacksonville, and then some 50s popping up to our northwest. All right, I'm going to switch back over to radar, and we'll see what's happening over there. Get a better look at what's happening across East Texas. So we are seeing just a few scattered showers. That's from Emory to Sulphur Springs and into Cooper, Clarksville, all of this. No, again, nothing severe, just a few pockets of rain out there. The real threat that we're seeing in terms of anything severe is out to our west. We did see a few severe thunderstorm warnings before sunrise earlier today. Those were even out toward Abilene and toward Cisco, where previously there were tornado warnings issued. Now, again, we don't see any of those warnings right now, but we have seen reports of flooding, some pretty large hail, as well as the very, very gusty winds. I'm seeing reports from the National Weather Service right now. There were these storms move through the Dallas area. There has been some pretty significant damage reported to buildings, downed power lines, as well as anything else like that. We're seeing the roofs of some homes being reported, like metal roofs on sheds being reported to have been damaged there as well. Lots of gusty winds before sunrise this morning. That was out to our west toward the Dallas area and into West Texas. Here in East Texas, we really woke up to just cloud cover this morning, and it is going to stay rather cloudy and gloomy through the rest of the day today. A few scattered showers are popping up to Emory, Sulphur Springs, and to Cooper, but again, no hail is coming out of that right now. I'm going to go ahead and check our Facebook comments. So if you guys have any questions about the potential severe weather today, I will be monitoring that. I'm seeing a comment from Seth. Good morning, Seth. Thank you for joining us on the CBS19 live stream. I'm doing well this morning. I hope you are doing well as well. We're not seeing any other comments, so it looks like you guys are feeling pretty confident going into the severe weather season. That is great to hear. Now remember that you need to make sure you know what your severe weather plan is. Usually that means going to the lowest level of the building. You want to go to your safe place. That is going to be in the most interior room in the lowest level. That's as many walls between you and the outdoors as possible. That will keep you the safest. And remember, if you're in a vehicle, make every effort possible to go from the vehicle into a sturdy shelter. Same thing goes for my folks or my friends who live in mobile homes. You want to try to get to a sturdy structure there. Now, if you are in your vehicle, you have two options of things you can do if you are caught in one of those tornado warnings. The best option is really dependent on your situation. You can exit your vehicle and find a low-lying area that's going to protect you from any flying debris. That's where we see the most injuries and damage from a tornado. It's very windy, but it's more so the flying debris that causes the damage. So try to find a low-lying area. You can lie there with your head face down with your hands over your head. The other option is you can stay in your vehicle with your seatbelt fastened and stay out of the path of the storm. Just if you have a blanket or any sort of jacket, cover yourself with that. That'll keep you safe out there as well. All right, so I want to talk about the storms that came through yesterday because we really didn't get all that much. We did have a few tornado warnings. Those were up toward the Jefferson area, toward Marin County and into parts of Harrison County yesterday. What ended up happening is we had a very strong cap over the Piney Woods. I have an explainer here for it, but essentially a cap is a layer of warm air that inhibits storm development. The way that a storm works is it has to bubble up from the ground. So at least a lot of our severe thunderstorms that we'll see today are made to this direction. Warm air has to rise. If you take a closer look at your screen, you can see our animation there. And that's going to move up. The warm air, though, acts as a bit of a lid. That means the storm gets stuck and it can't continue to build. So if you have that layer of warm air, that cap, that means the storms can't get any bigger. However, it also acts as a pressure cooker. I like to describe it, if you've ever been boiling a pot of water and you leave the lid on for a while, you know, when you take it off, how you have all of that steam flying out, and sometimes it can get really warm on your face if your head is too close to that boiling pot of water. Same thing happens if we get that warm air, that layer of air to lift or to break, it acts as a pressure cooker. That means we get an even warmer surface. The way that we do that is we get surface heat. So as we warm up through the rest of the day, if we get warm enough, we can break that layer of warm air, and that allows for thunderstorm development. And those storms, if they break the cap, they can get pretty intense. That's what we may see happen today. Again, it is very up in the air. We are towing a very thin line, and if we're going to get warm enough. But today, given the forecast, it looks very, very likely that we'll see that. Once again, we are tracking all types of severe weather, but hail is going to be the biggest risk for the majority of us. So make sure that you are staying weather aware today. And of course, have two ways to receive any weather information. All right, I'm seeing a question on Facebook from Taylor. Thank you so much for joining us on this Facebook and CBS19 Plus live stream, Taylor. We're asking about Kilgore. Yeah, Kilgore, you guys haven't seen anything just yet. It's pretty dry as we're getting started this morning. So let me show you your radar, then I'll show you a future skycast, and we'll take a closer look at Kilgore. So right now, as we're getting started, really not a ton is happening in Smith County or out in Gregg County where we're seeing Kilgore. Things are calm, just some clouds, but we'll likely see it later today. Now, we could see some more scattered showers during the rest of the morning. Things may pick up closer to 10 or 11, but we're just tracking rain at that point. And really, I think that it's going to take until the afternoon for us to see anything that is close to severe weather. Now, in Kilgore and in all of Gregg County, really, it'll be closer to that 2 p.m. to maybe 5 p.m. range, maybe a little bit later than that, where we have the chance to see these severe thunderstorms and, of course, any potential severe weather. So we're tracking the potential for hail, gusty winds, and the potential for a spin-up tornado. Really, it's just these isolated little cells that I'm watching. The bigger threat, rather than in Gregg County and Kilgore for that tornado risk, is in deep East Texas and along the Louisiana border. But of course, make sure that you're ready. For you, I would say, as long as you are staying weather aware, just keep checking the forecast, especially as we get into the afternoon. That's going to be a good option for you. If you have a way to check weather radar, that will be the safest way for you to get the most up-to-date information. We have that on our app, CBS19. It's available for free on Google Play and in the App Store. You can go in there, and if you click on the radar, if you go into the weather section and then you click on the radar map, that will give you a live look at radar, and you can see what's happening in your area. You'll get faster information that way. But of course, keep checking back with us here on CBS 19. We're going to stream a few times throughout the day today. So I will give you the updates this morning. And of course, at 11 a.m., we have another stream scheduled. Later today, our Chief Meteorologist, Brett Anthony, will be in as well, and he'll be answering your questions as those severe storms are actually moving through. So hopefully you guys can check that out if you want some more information there. Now, I'm going to check to see if we have any updates from the National Weather Service. All right, I see that there may have been an update to our severe storm outlook. Let me take a look at this. All right, I'm not seeing any huge changes to East Texas in terms of what we're expecting with our severe weather outlook. Now, we are seeing a level 2 and a level 3 for a lot of our counties. So Smith County, that's a level 2. For areas in Gregg County, level 2, closer to the Arklatex and parts of Marin County, and even into Camp County. That's where we're seeing a level 3 risk of severe weather begin to pop up. Again, this is mainly for the afternoon that we're seeing this. Deep East Texas, even though we're seeing that level 1 risk there, a lot of these severe weather outlooks that are put together by the Storm Prediction Center are due to how numerous the storms are. So whether they're isolated, scattered, or widespread. And what we're seeing is a bit more organized and widespread storm activity for the areas that are under that level 3 risk of severe weather. But we could see just a few isolated potentially tornado warnings through Deep East Texas and along the Louisiana border there. Now, this does extend for areas up to the northeast. Let me see if I can get a wider look for you. It goes, I believe, all the way into the Midwest out there. There you go. Now you can see it. So not only does it clip the Arklatex, it goes into parts of the Midwest. We're looking at Memphis under that level 3, Little Rock under the level 3 as well, and it does stretch all the way toward Nashville. These communities did see lots of severe weather yesterday and the previous evening. We had some reports of potential tornadoes for parts of the Mid-South. So they will likely see severe weather again today. Here in East Texas, once again, we're just seeing that level 2 risk for the majority of us. The level 3 is popping up to the northeast. So make sure that you are staying up to date with the forecast and, of course, staying weather aware out there. Now, again, not only are we tracking hail, we are tracking that potential for some rain and some flooding, especially for areas along I-30. That's where we have a flood watch that is currently active. That's for all the counties shaded in green on your screen. That goes all the way through Sunday morning. Now, we haven't really received that much rainfall here in East Texas so far. Let me pull up a look at our rainfall totals, or I should say our estimated rainfall totals. Alrighty, it's going to take just a second to load in. So this is over the past 6 hours or so what we've been seeing. For areas north of I-20, maybe a little bit of scattered shower activity, but not much has come down. For higher rain totals, you have to look out to our west, out toward Abilene and toward North Texas, even along the Wichita Falls area and along the Oklahoma border. Our radar estimates are putting rain totals over an inch. And given the reports that I've seen of some flooding and some flood advisories that have been issued out there, I am not surprised about that. Now, once again, I'm going to give you a look at what we're seeing through the rest of the week because we are tracking a few more severe storms that are coming in tomorrow and even beyond that. So here's a look at what we're seeing on Friday. That level 2 risk sticking with us for the majority of East Texas. Level 3 up to the north for Upshur County and farther north than that. Saturday, once again, level 2 and a level 3 risk. Here's your future skycast for that as you're planning out your weekend. Tomorrow morning, we could see some scattered showers. I'm not tracking anything severe out of that. Your commute should be good to go. Just watch for any slick spots on the roadways. By the time we get Friday afternoon, though, that is going to be a severe weather risk window. We have some pretty strong storms that are set to bubble up across East Texas. For this one, I would say the biggest risk once again is going to be hail, and again the potential for a spin up. We'll likely see some gusty winds out of that as well. That's set for Friday afternoon. And then Saturday morning, this one, it might be a bit of a doozy. We have some storms moving in from the west. We're getting what is called a bowing segment. Likely. A bowing segment is where you have the front of the storm pushing out like this. It looks almost like a bubble. I like to describe it kind of like if you look at a contact that you put in your eye from the side. Where we're seeing this kind of arch out in this bow is where we are going to get some very gusty winds. So be prepared in case you may wake up without power on Friday morning. As this comes through, it could knock down some power lines or cause issues with that. So I would make sure that you have any extra battery packs, that they are charged and ready to go, just in case we see something like that on Saturday. This will continue to push through through the morning and into the early afternoon on Saturday, we're still going to be dealing with some heavy pockets of rain, more widespread coverage, as well as the potential for some hail coming through on Saturday in the mid-morning and into the afternoon. I would say in the midday hours, maybe parts of the mid to late morning, we do have a risk of some sort of spin up, but really it's going to be once that storm clears out, we are almost in the clear. Now we could see maybe something bubble up, very light rainfall on Sunday morning. But what's happening is you see the wind that's shifting out of the north there. This is cold air. It's coming as a cold front pushes through. And once you get cold, dry air moving in, you just don't have any energy to get these thunderstorms going. So once we get the bulk of the severe weather out of here, we should be good to go. Once again, we do have to wait until Saturday for that to happen. So make sure that you are staying up to date with the forecast. We're going to help you do that here on CBS 19. And I hope that you have a fantastic day today. We have a cut in real fast that's coming up on CBS 19 on air. So we're going to go ahead and get set for that. But we hope that you have a fantastic day. If you have any more questions, I will be doing another live stream at 11 a.m. right here on CBS 19 Plus and on Facebook as well as on YouTube Live. So we will see you then. Have a great day. Good morning, East Texas. My name is Sara Blue, and I'm a meteorologist and bringing you the latest on our weather impact alert day. We are tracking some clouds that are moving in from the west. A few scattered showers beginning to pop up along I-30, but really severe weather is not currently popping up across East Texas. It's right to the north of us in Oklahoma, but we have a chance to see some of it right here in the Piney Woods later today. We may see a few more scattered showers pick up during the mid-morning, but it's the afternoon that offers a better chance to see some gusty winds, hail, and the potential for a spin-up tornado. That's as we get the heat of the day going. I would say starting as early as 2 and continuing through 6 or 7 p.m. That's when we see these little storms racing from the south to the north. If you're going to see something spin, it'll be in deep East Texas or along the Louisiana border. So make sure you're staying weather aware. A level 2 and a level 3 risk are currently encapsulating parts of East Texas. So make sure that you are staying weather aware and frequently checking the forecast. Now, in terms of what we're expecting, the biggest thing is going to be hail. We do have that tornado risk, but hail will be much more prevalent for parts of East Texas. Make sure that you are parking inside to protect your vehicle. And of course, if you do get caught in a hailstorm, try to stay inside. I recommend staying away from any windows just in case you have something come through. It's very unlikely that that would happen, but make sure you're staying weather aware. This is happening due to a cold front, or I should say stationary front. That's lasting through East Texas, and that's going to keep rain in the forecast as we head into the weekend. That means today a 50% shot of rain, but those are going to climb to a 90% chance as we head into Saturday. We're going to keep the weather impact alert in effect through that time. So let me walk you through this. This is Friday early in the morning. We may wake up to some scattered showers, so be prepared to turn on your windshield wipers during your morning commute. But really, I'm not tracking anything severe until the afternoon. That's when we have some strong to severe thunderstorms bubbling up. We'll likely see some hail and gusty winds, and once again, the potential for a spin up tomorrow afternoon. Make sure that you are staying weather aware and, of course, checking back with us because we'll likely see this storm system, the forecast solidify, and we'll get more information in. Now, looking ahead to Saturday, we have a line of gusty winds that'll bring lots of downpours as well as some hail to East Texas. Gusty winds, though, are going to be our biggest impact. That's Saturday morning. We're looking between 5 a.m. all the way down to 1 p.m. when we can see the gustiest of the winds, as well as track that potential for some large hail. That's why we have the weather impact alert lasting through the weekend. Now, this is Friday, a level 2 and a level 3 risk. Saturday, once again, that level 2 and a level 3 risk popping up across East Texas. So make sure you're staying weather aware. Now, once everything is said and done, we are tracking a pretty significant amount of rain. For areas along the Oklahoma border, to 5 inches of rain could fall. That's why we have a flood watch in effect for areas up to our north along I-30. Remember to never drive into flood waters. It's very unsafe. It doesn't take much for a vehicle to get washed away. Only about 3 feet of water for the average car. Now, today temperatures will be on the warmer end of things. We'll make it up to the low 80s. Same tomorrow, and then we begin to cool down. Thunderstorms will bring cooler air on Saturday, but will fall down to the 50s for Sunday. Thank you.